And what is up, everyone? This is Joe the Hoyos. I am the host of Beyond the Woodline, and today I have with me Alex and Shane of Saw Paranormal. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. Man, thanks a lot for joining, man. I know we've been in talks for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks about doing the show, man. So I'm glad we finally, are able to do the show. And once again, thanks a lot for coming on. And I like your puppy.
Thank you. He's very sensitive, like I am, so he's got
Oh,
to
really?
be involved.
What's his name?
His name's Cooper.
Cooper. Okay. I had a boxer, kind of for 12 years. His name was Atlas. I love that dog. And
Gosh, he's
I
a
don't,
great dog.
yeah, and I don't know about, and ever since he passed away, I've always told myself I'll get another dog, but I can't quite pull the trigger on that yet because I still love my dog Atlas. But
I understand that. Oh yeah.
yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, man, Alex and Shane, why don't you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves and what got you into the paranormal? Alex, if you want to go first.
Yeah.
You're more interesting than me, so.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a demonically infested home, actually.
Mhm.
So that kind of started off everything because I didn't really believe in anything until I had my own experience. And there would be shadow figures and dark mists in my parents' house and just uncomfortable feelings. And that would just progress to liquid drippings going down on the walls, the chandelier swaying, to people getting physically attacked. I remember the one time my mom's hair dryer turned on by itself, or the coffee maker turning on by itself. And it just got to a point where there were a couple failed exorcisms. And the house is actually still infested to this day. So
Oh, really?
I've had abilities since I was little. And I would just see shadow figures all over my room. They would all try to talk to me at night. I was sensitive to negative energy specifically. So yeah, they were kind of preparing me to deal with like negative energy since I was young.
Okay. So when did you realize you had these gifts?
Probably when I was I can't even remember what age. I was so young. Just seeing figures in my room. I was probably around 5 or a little bit older, maybe 5 and 7. I would just start seeing figures. My parents thought I was crazy. They took me to be evaluated. Nothing was wrong with me. They just couldn't figure out, like, I don't know, just all these things I would see in the house, the things I would hear and experience nobody else would. So when it really kicked in, I was in high school and I started talking to my grandfather that I was close with that had just passed away. And I started just giving messages to my family and I freaked them out. And that's really what took it off in like 2014-15.
Okay. What about you, Shane? What was your induction to the paranormal?
I liked Ghost Adventures, and ghosts are scary.
Right.
I think that's really about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess prior to doing the investigation, had you had any kind of paranormal encounters or experiences?
Not that I can think of.
Well, didn't you guys go to Pigman's Road just joking around? You guys
Oh yeah,
weren't
we did
really...
go to this place near us called Pigman's Road in like the middle of winter just to walk around because we heard it was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get anything. We had like a one camera, it wasn't night vision or anything. Just a camera and a flashlight. And we got a picture of this face clear as day up on one of the bridges. And then that's where that whole investigation thing started for me.
I guess it had to be close to 20 years ago. So friends of mine in Mexico City, their kids had graduated college, so we went down there to go and visit them and join in the festivities, if you will. And we went to this. They had it like in this castle that was still kind of standing. Just part of this castle was standing, and that's where they had all the graduation ceremonies at. It was a badass place, right? And then we took a picture there, and then later on when we get home and we're looking at the picture, there's this face right next to me. Yeah, yeah, and I've never been able to find that picture. I think the other person that I used to be with had that thing, but anyway, yeah, man, that was a crazy picture. And, I don't think I've ever told anybody that story. You just reminded me when you told me about you taking that picture. That's pretty
Oh
good.
wow.
Yeah. So, where did you guys form Saw Paranormal? And real quick, tell everybody how you came up with that name because you told me about it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, how do we come up with the name, Alex?
Oh.
How do we come
okay.
up with the name?
The
She
first
tells it
word.
better. She tells it better.
Yeah. So it's funny because Shane had liked me for a very long time before we started dating. So by the time we started dating and getting together, we were just coming up with like a cool paranormal name. And like we thought of a saw. It actually wasn't even intentional, I don't think, at all. We were thinking of like a saw, like something creepy and scary, because we
Right.
both love Halloween.
Right.
And we were like, oh, that could really be like Shane and Alex Whipple. Because he's always known he wanted to marry me right off the bat. So
That's cool. That's cool. So, what's it like, y'all two being, a couple and doing those paranormal investigations? You know.
it can be hard, truthfully. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't actually tell what the paranormal field can really do to couples because negative energies. Because not only do we do investigations, now we do clearings. We've done extractions as well, which are lack of a better word, like smaller exorcisms. So once you open that door, negative things just really come after you.
Yeah.
So, where was I going with that? Cooper's distracted.
What's it like to be a couple paranormal?
Oh,
investigating,
so
I guess?
truthfully, like honestly, people don't mention about how negative entities will really try to turn people against each other when you're working together. That's why a lot of paranormal groups don't stay together.
Right.
It's actually a reason why we don't really have actual members on our team because it can just turn people against each other and cause mayhem. The true demonic truth.
Right. Right. And and not to interrupt you, but that kind of makes sense when you look at all the drama that's always going on in the paranormal field.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'd say it has made us stronger. It definitely makes us stronger, but teaches us to pace ourselves and not rush into, what we're meant to do here.
So, Brady, I hope you're doing good, buddy. Yeah, you guys, y'all say a prayer for Brady, man. Just make sure he's staying healthy.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully he's feeling better.
Yeah. Hey, if you need anything, Brady, let me know, man. I'll help you out, brother. And what about you, Shane? What's this journey been like for you thus far?
I would say it's been eye-opening in a sense.
Yeah.
How can I put this? I'm not really good at explaining things, so bear with me here.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah. I don't know, just like learning about I'm more interested in the whole tech thing, honestly. Like the tech that we use for this stuff and like how it works.
And being able to prove spiritual phenomena, demonical phenomena through technology.
Right.
And like capturing stuff. It's really interesting to me.
What's some of your favorite equipment to use?
For me, shit. Oh, you know what? No, I know this answer. I like the SLS camera.
Okay.
That is my absolute favorite thing. She got it for me for Christmas, for my birthday. I think it was Christmas. And I love that. That's my baby.
Yeah.
Freaks me the fuck out sometimes. Pardon my French.
Nah, man, you're good. You're good. This is You can say whatever you want to say on the show, man. So, like, what's some of your best evidence that you've caught or that you think you've caught?
There's a lot to pick from, honestly.
Between Pegman's Road.
No, I would not. I would say Rolling Hills and
Conjuring House too. Yeah,
Okay.
Conjuring House, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have caught evidence in my parents' house, that was definitely an experience.
Yeah.
Too. Not one person was ever comfortable there, but Conjuring House was surpassing even my parents' house.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, well, it was the Conjuring House. The Conjuring House, we had a motion camera. We got a picture of clear as day, like an actual, like one half of a body. Like you can clearly see legs, the arm, the fingers. That was wild.
Or the shadow figure that we didn't see in
Oh, yeah, the
person,
shadow,
but when I
yeah,
went
yeah.
back on video, I caught it on a TikTok live because we were taking time for the cameras to charge up a bit. All our batteries kept going down. So I whipped out my phone on TikTok live, and they had just started this thing where they allow you to save your lives for like up to 30 days. And I was able to screenshot the most incredible shadow figure I've never seen anybody capture.
It was
anything
better
like
than
that.
Ghost Adventures stuff. I will
Right.
say that.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but
Yeah, I was shocked. I actually like tried to find any reason for it to not be paranormal because I couldn't. I was in utter disbelief that we had actually captured that.
Right. No, and that's good that you can critique your own evidence. I think you should, and uh, I've got a lot of audio that I've recorded out in the woods, and man, I send it to some of the best hunters I know and say, hey, what is this? And a lot of times they're like, dude, I don't know what the hell that is. I've never heard that. I got a
Yeah.
growl from earlier in January. And as you guys, I don't know if you guys know or not, but here we had a really cold winter here in Texas. It was,
oh yeah,
yeah, it actually got pretty bad as far as Texas goes. It got pretty bad. And people's pipes were bursting all over here. So we were out in January, and it was freaking cold as shit. And we got this deep growl, and people were like, "Man, that sounds like a gator," but the gators aren't out in this cold weather. Yeah, yeah. I need to send you that stuff. I already told Alex I'll send her some stuff. She can share it with you. I don't know if me and you are friends on Facebook or not, Shane, but we need to friend me, buddy.
Yeah.
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, what some of your yeah?
Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. What are some of your favorite places that you've investigated, and where does your house rank as far as favorite places?
My parents' house ranking.
I feel like for you that's gonna be like your own kind of rating because you live there.
I lived
Yeah.
there my whole life. I was
You lived through
tormented
that.
by so many demonic entities and Conjuring house and my parents' house come close.
Really, that's pretty good.
For sure. The experiences that happened in my parents' house were probably more traumatizing than I let on. Especially for my mom and even my brother. So honestly, Conjuring House is absolutely the worst place I've been to.
Really?
Worse as in like
Dark energy.
Good stuff.
Yeah, great
Good.
content. An amazing experience for sure, but the dark energy is insane.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually present itself to everybody there, but it did as soon as I walked in the door there.
we got a lot.
Conjuring House, probably my parents' house. Pigman's Road still for me. Like we always get major activity.
Mhm.
Our apartment building here is actually pretty haunted.
Really?
Yeah, people have died in here and whatnot, and
Right.
there's just some negative energy. So we've caught a lot of evidence even here.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
EVPs. So I don't even know how to rank them. Gudelberg was really intense as
Gutenberg
well.
was awesome, yeah.
The cemetery, yeah.
So like EVPs really kind of fascinate me because like I was saying that I have a lot of paranormal experience, and my son, he walked into my daughter's room, which is like the focal point of the house as far as paranormal activity went. Even though we all experienced it in the other parts of the house, but my daughter's room, it was really, really active. And I had told my son, I have my recorder that I take out with me when I go, Bigfooting. I told him, I said, hey, go grab my recorder. We're gonna do an EVP session. I had never done no damn EVP session, I just heard it on damn TV. And he actually went in there by himself, without letting me know. He came out of my daughter's room. He was like white, He was like, Dad, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. And he played it. You can hear him ask, is there anybody here with us? And you hear a voice go, yeah, And that was like the freakiest thing. Yeah, that was the freakiest thing we had ever heard. But that house was, yeah, nothing was bad there. It was scary, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say because so many times a lot of people always think it's demonic right off the bat, but spirit, a person that is deceased is just terrifying in general for most people. But it's interesting. I'm sure that it was an earthbound that may have made an emotional connection with your daughter. Because most times they'll be drawn to anybody that gives off the most emotion, because that's easiest to communicate with.
Mhm.
So that's interesting. I'm glad it wasn't anything negative, at least.
Yeah, and I kind of think it was my dad. It almost sounded like my dad's voice too. I'm gonna send it to you, and I sound like my dad. It almost sounds like me going, yeah. It sounds like my dad, but who knows?
That's
Who knows?
amazing.
Yeah.
Our families answer back very quickly too, I've noticed. Aside from me being a psychic medium, even if I take out an EMF and just call on my papa, because he's one of my guides, he will come through and make that thing go off, no problem. Family members are amazing to have that validation and have them step forward. I think Shane was a little, not skeptic, but
I'm open to anything.
he definitely opened up when we first met, and I picked up on his grandfather.
Right. Okay. That's pretty cool. Well, let's get back to EVPs. What were some of your favorite EVPs that you guys have?
Can we mention the Carol Baskins one?
Yeah, you can mention it.
Okay, so one of the first times we did like this little thing in my grandma's attic, we had the spirit box, not really EVP, but spirit box voice. I don't think we got any voices come through. We got like one or two.
Yeah,
we got like one or two. And like one of the final questions we asked, just because, why not? We asked if Carol Baskins killed her husband if you watch Tiger King,
And it was just a joke. Like, we were not.
And then, like, I think it was like right away, we got a voice that just said yes.
Oh, wow.
That was just funny.
Oh, the EVP we got in here when we first started getting major activity here. We just whipped everything out, made a quick setup, and we got some very clear voices in our hallway and living room there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, now we can go back to your story about his grandfather.
Oh, picking up on him.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I was on a live, and he had joined in on my live while he was at work at the time. And I was like, oh, Shane. I was like, maybe I should just pick up on Shane. And I started picking up on his grandfather. And see, I blank out when I pick up, so I don't remember what I said really to you. But I remember something about him mentioning you writing.
It was very spot on. I don't recall much either because I was at work. So I had to like up and go certain times, get back to work. But it was very spot on.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely, I feel like that opened you.
I definitely shit my pants, yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, Robert Reedy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's actually like just called me up out of the blue and told me stuff and like pretty just rocked my world, man. I'm like, holy shit, it's strange, man.
Having a psychic friend sometimes, because they'll just call you up. You have those friends, you get that telepathic connection just from bonding with somebody. And so as soon as that happens, and if it's a psychic, forget privacy.
Right. Yeah. It was 2 years ago, as a matter of fact. I got into some trouble, but a friend of mine from South Carolina called me, and she was like, "Hey, did this happen to you over the weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was strange." And she told me everything that that happened to me, and she told me why it was happening. And when she told me the why, it all made sense. I don't want to go on about it on the air. I'll tell you guys off the air about that, about the why.
That's amazing. Though. That's awesome.
Yeah. All I say is basically somebody put a hex on me, and she named the person. I was like, "Yep, you got it. That's who it was."
Were you able to break that, or did anybody ever?
Yeah. She did it. She told me, she goes, in a couple of days you're gonna feel like your old self again. Ever since then, I felt good, but for 2 years, I felt like I was in this fog, and I didn't know why. I just didn't know why, and she told me why, and she named the person right off the bat. And I was like, "Yep." I said, "It all makes sense now."
It's crazy. It's really insane to think that those, like, throwing around energy and spell work like that is real, but it's such a real thing.
Yeah, I used to not believe in that kind of stuff, but after that, I was like, shoot, I practice it myself now. Especially when it comes to protection. You know, I'm constantly doing that, constantly. Um, and
Absolutely.
so um, I want to shift gears a little bit. What do you guys think about like UFOs and Bigfoot?
I know that there is other life for sure.
Okay.
I'm such an open-minded person. I think I'll believe just about almost anything unless it gives me a vibe that it is fake.
Right.
My turn. I am like recently too. I've been like really like invested in the whole UFO thing. My
Right.
stepdad's really, really, really into it. That's all he talks about. And he gave me like a bunch of stuff to look up, a bunch of videos, and I just binged it. I was listening to podcasts about UFOs. I'm really intrigued by it.
Right.
Even the Bigfoot thing. Bigfoot terrifies me. I don't know why.
Right.
Maybe it's
Well, it terrifies me too. You know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
you guys might be drawn to it from a past life experience. It might be part of your.
Yeah. And I used to not believe in that stuff either, but I've met people, and recently I've become really, really close with this one person in particular, and there's so much has happened. Uh, so like over the last 2 years, and I'm giving you all my stories, so listening to you guys, so I apologize, but you know, I've done like the meditation, I've gotten into like spell work, you know, I got the crystals, man, I got a pendulum, I've got all this stuff going on in my life that I never ever would have thought I'd be doing, but uh, I've got so much activity going around me now because of all this, and you know, and I never thought it would be possible, you know. But so the reason why I brought up the UFO stuff is because I'm feeling my shit again. Here I go. But I started meditating because I wanted to have like an encounter, right? Uh, and goddamn, it worked. Freaking worked.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
yeah, but I'm not gonna tell that story. You know.
It's funny because my mentor actually, I think she's had encounters.
Mhm.
Because when I was, I had these abilities, but then I was like, oh, I'm going to take classes one year. So about 2 years ago, I had met my mentor and I was taking classes with her and she was teaching me about aliens and telling me how like she would see certain figures in her room at night.
Mhm.
And she described them to be aliens and she got into star seeds and all of that.
Right. Right.
It was fascinating though. Yeah. I'm a big researcher. I have a couple binders full back here of all different things. Yeah. Of demonology over the past 10 years I've studied. Quantum physics, everything.
Right.
Astral projection, remote viewing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I had a guy on the show about remote viewing, and he's a pretty good dude. Pretty good dude. His name's Daniel. 2 nights ago, I binge watched, I think, every video on YouTube about star seeds. You know, I couldn't sleep one night, and I mean, all night long, that's all I did was just look at stuff with star seeds, and so I was
It's
gonna get
crazy the connections that
right,
you can
right,
make.
and
It really is.
you can see that in yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, you start reading this stuff, and like, holy shit, that's not me. You know, it's just weird. Pretty cool
Yeah,
stuff.
it answers a lot of unanswered questions at times for sure.
Yeah, and it's really pretty deep. It's really pretty deep, you know. And he's like, yeah, that's me.
I'm
But
hoping to
here's
open his mind to that as we go.
Yeah.
well, if my mind was open to it, anybody's mind can be open to it. But
Time, absolutely.
yeah, and which brings us to the Bigfoot thing too. Have you guys ever gone out to the woods looking for Bigfoot or any area where Bigfoot has been spotted?
Sadly, there's
Yeah,
not much over here.
okay, yeah, because
Although
I'd be
the Conjuring House, the guy did mention people hear Bigfoot and even UFO stuff going on there too.
What?
Yeah, they mentioned that they've caught UFO and like different odd experiences happening there.
So like
Definitely.
while at the Conjuring House, when he mentioned Bigfoot, I felt safer in the house than outside because
We were hearing stuff outside, if you recall. Those woods, oh my goodness.
you know, because you being, you know, the psychic medium, I wonder if you guys, or if you in particular, would be able to communicate. Because people say they do that. I really don't or didn't subscribe to that. But, you know, like I said here lately, I've just been opening up my mind a little bit more. And be more open to that idea, so to speak. So I think if they do that, you'd probably have good luck in communicating with them if they do that kind of stuff.
Oh, with Bigfoot?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Because
Oh,
people
wow.
talk about the mind speak or some kind of psychic connection. With, like I said, I thought I would never talk about that kind of stuff. With people talk about that, and I just always looked at them like they were crazy. But
Oh, it's a true thing. Remember in the beginning, you didn't remember when I can tap into mindsets, and I started like tapping in on all that, on all kinds of stuff, and
I recall now.
I embarrassed his friend pretty badly. I picked up on some things his friend shouldn't have been saying that I wasn't supposed to know.
Oh, really? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, no, telepathic connection, absolutely. I think even now there are times like you can't hide stuff from me, gifts, anything
I
really.
think I did a good job.
Remember the music box you got me?
That was
And
the
I
one
started
thing.
like singing the song of the music box before you even brought it out.
That was the one thing. My mind's like a
What
monkey
about
with
the
symbols.
promise ring? You had to change
Yeah. Right.
the promise ring.
I know what you're talking about.
That's funny. So she's got an advantage over you, I guess, when it comes to surprises.
I almost have to try and block myself off and be like, okay, spirit, don't do that to me. Because it's hard to almost have a normal life sometimes if I don't put those boundaries. It's funny. Kind of.
So are you able to block that kind of stuff or control it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
For the most part, absolutely. I think there are times where, like, if I go to a haunted environment, the energy is so strong, depending. Cooper, what are you trying to do? Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Dog.
My dog has severe anxiety, so he's like all over the place.
He wants to be covered up.
Is that what he wants? Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So while we got the dog on, do you pick up anything from the dog or any other animals for that matter?
Like animals when they pass, I have absolutely.
Okay.
I actually, when I first started doing readings, and I noticed I had this ability, I would practice while I was in high school, and I would practice on my teachers and on students and whatnot. And the one teacher started bawling her eyes out because, unfortunately, I picked up on her pit bull puppy that had to be put down due to a misunderstanding. It was really sad, but yeah, it's very odd though because you don't think you're gonna hear a voice for an animal, but you do.
Really?
And that really throws you. So yeah, it's interesting, but I'm able to connect with like how they're thinking and feeling as well. So a lot of times I'm pretty on point with like how my dog's feeling.
Like I'm hearing knocking in my room, in my house now.
Are you?
Yeah, it's coming up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We have the haunted objects in the background here too, so I'll like send energy over there and clear it just to make sure.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was last night. I was talking on the phone and I heard 4 knocks come out of my bedroom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if I got something going on. I've been here a little over about a year and a half. I used to never have any kind of activity, so I started opening, I guess, these doors, I guess you could say. And now I've heard my daughter's bedroom door open when she wasn't even home. And I was in my room. I heard it open and close. So I've had some strange activity here, so I don't know if something's here or not anymore, or kind of messed up at home. But I'm hearing knocks over here to my right, so it's kind of strange.
See, that definitely it happens to me, especially too. Once you open certain doors, I have to actually switch up my methods of cleansing words, anything, because it's almost like working out, and you'll plateau. And then you have to switch it up before you go back to your usual method because these spirits will just catch on. Yeah, so I've done simmer pots. I'm spraying the walls with stuff constantly. Incense, Palo Santo sage. I have a whole shelf here of herbs and whatnot. So changing it up all the time, definitely. But that definitely sounds like they're trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you have like a grid up or anything, or like a salt grid or anything around your home so that
No.
they don't enter.
No.
Try that. That'll help.
Okay.
I'm
But
not a fan of black salt.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I invite it. I want to experience it, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything to keep it away unless it's something bad. But
I can't blame you. I think we kind of like with the stuff here. We're like, you're gonna give us something to put on camera. Let's go. Like
right.
Free content, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I tell my friends too. You know, it's like if I see red eye shine in the woods, I'm going after it. You know, I gotta go find out what the hell it is. You know, I gotta hear, you know, I hear branches popping and breaking. I gotta go see what the hell's going on. You know, they just don't pop and break by themselves. You know.
I will say I think that's probably what has gotten us into some trouble here and there.
Right.
Because we absolutely like try to research it no matter what. People, I'm out to spread awareness. I'm out to like tell people that these demonic entities that are lower than negative are absolutely out there, and like the dangers and how to protect yourself. I'm very about. Ed and Lorraine inspired me from a very, very young age, and I've been very about doing what they did for some reason.
So, like, what does y'all's family think about what you guys do?
I don't think my family cares. Like they don't like. That sounds bad. Hold on.
Right, yeah.
They're very cool about. They kind of find it cool because your mom watches like the Conjuring movies pretty often. She watches scary movies.
Yeah, here's what I don't get though. My stepdad's into like UFOs and stuff, but he does not believe in ghosts.
He needs to have his give it time with
Yeah.
us. Come on, you know.
I've showed him all my evidence. He's just like, "Oh, what if it's that? What if it's this? Like, what do you mean?
Right.
It's a voice. No one was talking, you know."
Right.
My family, they really didn't believe in much at first until they saw, and then seeing what I'm capable of doing, and over time with cleansing and how many people I've helped. My family gets freaked out for sure. They definitely like get nervous, and when I tell them paranormal cases that I've taken on and helped with, they're like, "Why would you want to do that?"
Right.
So that's kind of their mindset. Why would you want to do that? The psychic thing they love, but the paranormal demonology and such definitely freaks them out a bit.
Right. You know, and I wouldn't blame them too much for that. You know, they care about you and stuff, and you know, they want to make sure that you guys are good. You know,
Oh,
'cause I don't know if I got the guts to do that. You know, I would have to call in an expert.
I don't know what I have friends that definitely. So I was trained in shamanism, so I can clear things out. However, you go into a place, and then depending on what activity you're getting, and depending on what I pick up, along with whatever is being shown. He's hearing stuff again. Oh boy.
Yeah. So go ahead. Don't mind me.
No, you're okay. What was I saying?
Shamanism.
Oh, well, depending on like what's shown in each haunting or location, you kind of decide, okay, does it need a more shaman cleansing, or do we need to call in a Catholic priest or an exorcist? And in that case, that I do have the connections to them, but it takes a hell of a lot to get them involved. Between psychological evaluations, listing any medications you're on, you got to cover everything.
Right. Yeah,
So
that makes sense. Right. I'm getting distracted over here, so.
No, I can tell. I can tell that almost as if something's trying to like grab your attention, or are the noises getting closer? I can't hear them, but like I just get a feeling that like you're sensing something coming closer, or like something.
Yeah, I would say it's not like I'm getting anxious. You know, I'm like, okay, come on already. Let's see what the hell you are, let's see what's going on. So that's, I'm not like scared or freaked out. I'm just like, okay, come on, you're ready to make these noises. Let's see you. Yeah, I mean, they're still in the same little corner over here. That's why I keep looking over there. And I could look in the corner, there's nothing there, but some furniture and stuff. Yeah.
Is it
That's
still
why
knocking or?
it was knocking earlier. Now I just hear like movement, not necessarily walking, but I can hear like something's moving over there. That makes sense. There's something moving over there. And it's not getting closer, but it's in that corner over there. So whatever it is, it's over there. I guess if we wanted to do something bad, they would have done it already live on Facebook.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It always really depends on the entity. I've seen them all react different. There are some that want to be seen, and the mindset of the demonic will be one can kill many, and they'll want to present themselves. But a lot of times they actually want to trick you and gain approval, almost, to kind of step into your house, and they'll act as something less negative to wait. So definitely be careful. I think you're good. I think it's definitely energy or spirits trying to make themselves known that you're talking to a medium. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, hello, can we talk?
Yeah. That's like what's going on too. I don't know who this is, but someone said exactly they trick you.
Yes, so demonic are definitely tricksters, but then sometimes you also have to make sure that the clients aren't projecting their own trauma into energy that is actually their own demons, and that will actually present itself as a demonic entity in some cases too.
Right. So what do you guys have coming up? Any investigations or trips planned?
We've actually been taking it kind of easy for a hot minute. We had to kind of withdraw and just kind of relax after a pretty serious case I had to hand off. Unfortunately, it was affecting, I think, my dog and maybe my family member's dog. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, who do you call for help? Can you say or like when you
what was the question?
Like, who do you call for help? When you have a case
who do I call to hand off?
The Ghostbusters.
No, right. It kind of depends on the case. In this case, I handed it off to James Anito. He actually works with Carl Johnson, Carl and Keith Johnson, I think.
Yeah, they've been on the show.
Yeah, so I actually handed it off to him because he was able to help her quicker. I honestly was going to call in help regardless. I wanted to actually continue on with the case, but I had to step back due to my dog's health and making sure that my family is okay. So we're taking a break since then. But yeah, I handed it off to him. He seems to be doing well with it. It's just a matter of time now.
Those guys are good, man.
I've heard. It took me a hell of a time to try and find an exorcist that would take this case on.
Yeah, man. Carl's good. He's good. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty good.
I hope to meet him in person one day at a Paracon or something. I know.
Let's see.
With an attachment that was awful. Not whole thing everywhere I went. Oh wow.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd say reach out. I offer cleansings. I have a deal on cleansings all month November too. Because some people don't know, but with colder and the weather and everything, people aren't opening their windows. They're not opening their doors. They're not letting in fresh. I had to get Chris McKennell's help, but he's a friend of mine. I worked under Chris McKennell for a minute. I hear that.
I don't know if I know Chris. I've been with friends on Facebook.
He's actually Lorraine's grandson.
Okay.
He runs the Warren Legacy Foundation, which, yeah, I wanted to kind of go off and do my own thing, but I have connections with some of them that are pretty cool, and Kenneth Holden was actually going to be one of the other people I thought about handing the case off to, possibly. But yeah, cleansings are just really needed during the cold season. Energy gets trapped in your house so much easier.
Yeah, open your windows in the winter, everybody.
Yeah, honestly,
Keep them open.
Like when the veil alone between the living and the dead is so thin with cold air. I have no clue why that is, but especially after Halloween.
Mhm.
And then All Saints Day. And then All Spirits Day.
So did you experience anything during the lunar eclipse?
I'm sorry?
Did you experience anything during the lunar eclipse?
When that happened?
I think that's happening tonight for us.
Last night, yeah, it happened last night.
It was last night. We missed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
Yeah, I went out at
guess
3. I went out at 3 o'clock in the morning just so I could see it.
major shifts for sure. I've sensed major shifts happening. I know it's for the collective for sure, but we've been building up to it. But I feel like there's like a climax and there's finally the shift actually taking form. So I think there's a lot of good and bad things happening for the bigger picture, if that makes sense, for everybody, especially healers and psychics and people that are sensitive like us.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't know if you know Angelina or not. Her and Christina are together. They have I forgot what name else. Paranormal team is Angelina. You have to put it up there. I'll post it real quick in the comments. But yeah, your dog okay? Because I'm getting noise over here again too now.
Yeah, my dog's just whining because we locked him in the room, and he's not too happy about that.
He's just an asshole.
So have you ever been scared? Like scared?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have. In my parents' house, I mean, you can't even think about it. These things can enter your brain. I had to be in that house and not think about it, waiting for a week for an exorcist to get there that failed. Because they weren't well equipped, unfortunately. They were not very well in the field. They told me they were the best in the country. Yeah, I should have just known right from there, but I was like, I don't know, it was the first time I was really getting involved. And so, other than when was I scared? The Conjuring house kind of freaked me out, I will say. Negative energy jumped on me very, very quickly. I didn't feel good. I had to go outside multiple times and actually just get as close as I could to the ground to try and recenter, ground myself, and release energy that was trying to enter me. They were trying to hijack my energy, absolutely. So, I'm trying to think of when else I was actually kind of freaked out.
What about Shane? Shane, you ever been scared?
No. Oh, Rolling Hills.
No, not Rolling Hills. Yeah, okay, Rolling Hills. Yeah.
When I met back up with him, we had split up. No, when I had met back up with him, you looked like you were losing your shit. You seemed very emotional. You didn't feel comfortable. You weren't acting yourself. You were acting way hyper and hyperly afraid. Like I don't know how to put it, but yeah, you were very.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
So what was it?
I'm afraid like that.
So what was it, Shane?
There was a couple things that freaked me out. I wouldn't say scared.
You're very sensitive to spirit.
I mean, there is a wheelchair in one of the hallways. If you sit in it, it'll start to move like you're being pushed. And I sat in it, and I was like, "Hey, can you take me to my room?" And then it started to push me, and that freaked me out. And then I told it was going the wrong way, so then it stopped. And then I tried to roll myself, and the chair would not move at all. And that was that made it worse. I was like, fuck that, I'm getting up. And then before that, actually, before. Me and our one friend we took with us, we went into the electroshock therapy room.
That's where I found you freaking out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I got very emotional and like freaked out, and like agitated, angry.
Oh, I felt that at one point. In a different room there.
Like I did not want to be in that room at all. So that was an experience. I'm glad it happened. I want it to happen again, if anything, just for the experience again, because I'll do a lot for content. It's good stuff. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, I will say.
Oh, honestly, I want to truthfully say with that last case, I kind of got a little freaked out.
Oh yeah.
I think we actually saw with our last case someone go under possession. And that actually freaked me out a bit because I couldn't get her out of it. It took 15-20 minutes of him reading prayers, me doing light language, to pull her back, and she didn't have any control of her body.
Damn. I guess who's that more scary for, her or you guys?
She doesn't know what happened.
Oh really? Okay.
Her kids were watching though, unfortunately. I was trying to do a cleanse and something took over her. She completely like fell backwards, and I don't know how to explain like her body was like convulsing, but her head was like doing all different things, and she was trying to talk, but she couldn't open her mouth, couldn't open her eyes. She could hear us still though. That didn't look like a seizure either. This didn't look like anything. I've never seen somebody going under possession. I've seen somebody possessed, I think, or close to, but I've never seen somebody going under in the process of. So that kind of freaked me out. And then I don't know. It felt like an awful long time. So maybe it wasn't that 15-20 minutes, but it definitely seemed like a very long time to get her to come out of it. And once she did, she felt very dizzy. She didn't feel good. And I had to stop because I was very certain it would have hurt her or she was going to levitate if I had kept going. So I just had to wait till she had come to. And then we had to call it off and I had to call on help. Which that was the first time I'd ever failed with a cleansing either. So that was probably one of the first times I was very afraid. And then not maybe even 5 minutes later after that, I had actually heard that my aunt's dog fell sick.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's kind of So like, what kind of advice would you give someone who's probably going through this kind of stuff and they don't know what to do?
I want to say the first thing you want to do, because the thing is, a lot of times when you're in this situation, you're like, people are going to think I'm crazy, yada, yada, yada. Prove yourself innocent. Prove that it is not. Go to a doctor, get that evaluation. Even if it's one session that you talk to a psychiatrist, just for them to write you off to say that there is no mental illness. And even if there is a mental illness, be honest about it, because you can rule things out. Things always need to be ruled out for a real exorcist to come on to the scene. They actually won't even come on if you haven't been evaluated. So I've been telling people, like, if you think something's going on, get evaluated, have your medical records ready to go, a list of your medication, and keep a journal of everything that's happening and get as many witnesses as you can to testify. Because that will help your case. It will build your case to ensure that you don't get pushed away. Because I had a lot of bigwigs pushing this case away. And when I say this was a devil made me do it case, it absolutely was. And I had people pushing me away because TV wasn't involved.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, and
it is. Ed and Lorraine would be disappointed with some of it, but it's going to turn around eventually. Light workers are being trained as we speak.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I hate to see some of the stuff that goes on, and it's not just in the paranormal field; it's in the Bigfoot field, it's in the UFO field. There's so much just shady people, and it's really unfortunate.
It really is too, because you just want to make those genuine connections and find people that have a passion for this, and you end up getting a lot of those people, you make those higher up connections and you think they're actually amazing people. They've been on TV. They seem so nice, but then you talk to them and you see how they are outside of that TV and off that camera, and they're not the same. And it is very sad.
Yeah.
Trust your gut instinct too. That's what I'd always tell people. Trust your gut instinct absolutely with when you're talking to people.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, people get a big head too, even if they're not on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to bash anybody.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Nope.
We let them do what they do, and continue doing what I do, and that's all I can do.
I say the truth comes out, and people are going to gravitate to the genuine ones at the end of the day, and I know that.
Yeah, and you're right about that. And those are the ones that always shine, and they're not looking for the spotlight.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not stopping for nothing.
Yeah, that's good. So, do you guys go to Paracons or stuff like that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with us saving to get a house and everything, and whatnot, we really haven't had much money. We actually had tried to tell each other we're gonna go to a really cool place once a year, out of state maybe, that's haunted, but we haven't really been able to do that since Conjuring House with saving up money and whatnot.
Right. No, I understand that, man. I understand that. There's a lot of places I want to go, and I thought I was gonna be able to go this year, but of course, COVID too, screwed a lot of that stuff up too. So, maybe next year. There's a couple of places I want to go to and check out. And I don't know, we talked about it on the air off there, but me getting more into the paranormal stuff, I want to. There's a couple of places I want to go visit. Like the Conjuring House. It's definitely one of them.
Oh, it's a cool place.
Yeah. Do you guys have a bucket list of places you want to go to? Maybe top 2, 3.
We have a whole list.
I would love to go to the Hill House next. I've picked up things from it. I've always been drawn to the Lizzie Borden case in the house. Since I was a kid, I had no clue what it was about, but I would see it on TV and I was just glued to that TV screen. So I want to go there. The Amityville, abso-frickin-lutely one day when it is able to, which I know it will be one day.
The only place I've been to was you better come to Kentucky. Yeah, that's actually one of the areas I want to go to. Is Kentucky. I've been to the Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Oh, that's the one I want to go to so bad. I've picked up so much on it.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool place. There's a gentleman named Daniel. He actually built his own, I don't know what you call them, spirit boxes, portal boxes. I don't know what the hell they are, but he was showing me all the bells and whistles and how it works. And he's like, I'm just going to go upstairs and do a session. And I'm like, well, can I go with you? And right through the box of where it said, come up. So I was like, okay. He goes, well, come on up, So we went up and did a session. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's not Daniel Clays you're talking about, is it?
What's the last name?
Clays?
No, this is Cochran, I think. Daniel Cochran.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's another place, the Hinsdale House, we'd like to go to soon.
Right.
Don't call my desk.
So, you guys have a Facebook page for your own paranormal group?
Yeah.
We do. We have it right under Saw Paranormal. We have actually some of our evidence right up on YouTube as well, which is the same thing, Saw Paranormal.
Okay. All right, so you guys go to their channels and their pages, and we'll be sure you like everything. And you guys you said you guys haven't got any trips coming up or planned yet anyway, right?
Not yet. We have a couple things recorded months ago.
Yeah, we have some cool investigations that we'll be releasing when we have some more downtime. We were going to post a lot more, actually. We were going to post something for Halloween, but with some personal things that had popped up and just trying to crack down on getting that house. We just put it to the side for now. My guides were telling me I was rushing a little bit much, so they were like, okay, time to like slow down. You don't have to accomplish everything right now. So I had to just put the brakes on that for a minute.
Yeah, we're on hold for a little bit until all that grown-up stuff sorted out.
adulting.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 50 years old and I'm still trying to grow up, so don't worry about it.
We'll never grow up fully. Don't let us fool you. So I mean,
Yeah.
got to keep that inner child alive always.
Yep, that's what I say. I'm just a big old kid, man, and yeah, I think I was about to say that. Never grow up. And I
Yep,
don't think
that's
I
the
ever
only way to
will.
live life to the fullest. You know.
I still think farts are funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I still think whenever the announcer on the baseball goes 2 balls, I laugh every time.
Classic.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool, man. Well, you guys have any parting words you want to tell everyone, or talk about yourself, or your pages again, or you guys have a TikTok also, or is that just your personal TikTok?
I have a TikTok. I can't even remember the name of
Oh.
it because I had to switch it. But I have it. I have everything linked to my Instagram and my Facebook. Which my psychic page for my Facebook is just Alex Murray Gaska, all in one word, lowercase. And then we just have Saw Paranormal, and you can find us on YouTube,
Facebook, Instagram.
You do have a Twitter set up, but we don't really use it.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Twitter set up. I've had it set up about 5 years. I don't think I've ever used it.
You never know in case one day it comes handy and whatnot. So, you know,
Right.
gotta reach out to whatever platform you can.
Mm-hmm.
You have any parting words, Alex? You'd like to give the people something?
Not that I can think of, except that times are tough with the universal shift right now. So people might be going through a rough time and just kind of hang on there because, you know, ascending isn't necessarily pretty, but there's always a better outcome to it. So look forward to better things happening.
What about you, Shane? Do you have any poetic words for us?
I can't top that. So, what she said.
What, ditto?
Yeah.
He says ditto.
Cool. Well, cool, guys. I think that's basically about it, man. You guys did a good job, and your dog was amazing. He didn't bark not one time, so that was great.
I'm actually shocked. It might have been his
good boy.
anxiety meds kicking in, but
Okay. Cool. Send me some of those meds.
right. Your little paranormal pal here.
There you go. Cool, man. So, do you take him on trips with you? Has he gone with you to paranormal places?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
not really. We have one person. Keontae's gonna be coming back.
Yeah.
He has stayed very, very loyal to us, so we do include him when we need extra hands, or we have people that, some friends that I'll have that have a high enough vibration that I know nothing will attach to them, and when we need an extra hand with stuff, if they're interested in doing it, we'll do that. But for the most part, we kind of just go it alone because it's just almost easier that way.
All right. Yeah. No, I understand. When I go out bigfooting, I try not to go out with too many people, just because it's too many.
Got to keep a small group nowadays, almost.
Yeah, I hate big groups. I hate it.
Right.
Less people, less noise. You know.
Easier to get evidence across. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, man. But cool, man. You guys hold on real quick, and everybody else, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks to all the guys in the chat room who participated. I really appreciate that. And I actually have a show tomorrow night too. I forgot what time, but we'll be on tomorrow night too. So.
Oh, cool.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah. Cool, man. So yeah, you guys hold on real quick, and we're gonna end the show here.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.